There is a deeply ingrained and almost sacred belief in the world of nutrition and fitness, a piece of dogma that has been preached for generations and is considered by many to be an unshakable truth. It is the belief that when it comes to building and maintaining muscle, especially as we age, the animal kingdom reigns supreme. We are told, with unwavering certainty, that the gold standard, the pinnacle of muscle-building nutrition, is the egg. We are told that its protein is perfect, that its biological value is unmatched, and that any other source, particularly a humble one that grows from the earth, is an inherently inferior and inadequate substitute. The problem we are going to confront today in its entirety is that this deeply held belief, this egg supremacy dogma, is not just a simplistic half-truth. For a body over the age of 70, it can be a profound and deeply counterproductive misunderstanding of our unique and changing physiology. We have been so fixated on the single metric of protein quality that we have become completely blind to the larger, more holistic picture of what our aging bodies truly need to thrive. The problem is that while the egg is indeed a magnificent source of protein, it is also a package that, for a significant and growing number of older adults, comes with a hidden set of physiological costs that can tax a mature digestive system, contribute to a pro-inflammatory state, and neglect the critical needs of our nervous and circulatory systems. What if I were to tell you that the relentless pursuit of the perfect animal protein has caused us to overlook a plant-based powerhouse that is not just an adequate substitute, but is, in many crucial and scientifically validated ways, a superior choice for building and maintaining the strength in your legs after 70? What if there exists a humble vegetable protein that is not only packed with high-quality amino acids, but is also delivered in a matrix so intelligent and so synergistic that it actively heals your gut, calms inflammation, nourishes your nerves, and supports your circulation, all while building stronger muscles? Today, we are going to embark on a revolutionary and paradigm-shifting journey. We are going to place the celebrated egg and our humble vegetable hero side by side and conduct the most comprehensive, deep dive comparison you have ever seen. We will move beyond the simplistic marketing claims and explore the deep, cellular, and systemic effects of both foods. We will reveal how the unique properties of our vegetable protein make it more easily digestible, more metabolically efficient, and profoundly more nourishing for the entire integrated system that supports your strength, not just the muscle in isolation. This is not a sermon on behalf of a particular dietary ideology. This is a pragmatic, evidence-based, and ultimately life-changing exploration of what it truly means to nourish an aging body for resilience and for strength. This is your definitive masterclass in why, for your body today, the future of your strength may not come from a shell, but from a seed. Before we can fairly compare our two contenders, we must first establish the complex and challenging set of criteria that any perfect muscle-building food for a 70-plus individual must meet. It is no longer a simple game of just delivering protein. To truly combat sarcopenia at this stage of life, a food must be a multi-talented superstar. First, it must, of course, provide a significant dose of high-quality, complete protein, rich in the master anabolic trigger, the amino acid leucine. This is the non-negotiable price of entry to the game. It must be potent enough to overcome the profound anabolic resistance of aging muscle cells. Second, it must be exceptionally easy to digest and its nutrients must be highly bioavailable. A mature digestive system, often with lower levels of stomach acid and enzymes, cannot afford to waste energy on foods that are difficult to break down. The nutrients must be liberated and absorbed with maximum efficiency. Third, it must be profoundly anti-inflammatory. As we know, chronic, low-grade inflammation is a primary catabolic, muscle-wasting force in the aging body. A food that adds to the inflammatory burden, even while providing protein, is like trying to build a house while the foundation is on fire. The ideal food must be a fire extinguisher, not a flame accelerant. Fourth, it must provide a comprehensive, synergistic support package for the entire neuromuscular and circulatory system. It must nourish the nerves that command the muscles and the blood vessels that feed them. A food that only focuses on the muscle is a food that is only solving 1/3 of the problem. And fifth, it must be gentle on our metabolic systems, particularly on our kidneys and our cardiovascular health, and it must be affordable, accessible, and sustainable as a daily, lifelong habit. This is the gauntlet. These are the 5 critical trials that any contender for the title of best muscle-building food for seniors must pass. Now let us bring our first contender into the ring, the egg. And let us give the egg its due. On the first trial, the protein trial, the egg performs magnificently. As we've discussed, it contains 6 to 7 grams of the highest quality, perfect protein with a biological value of 100. A 3-egg meal is a powerful, leucine-rich anabolic signal. On this point, the egg is a champion. But how does it fare in our other trials? On the second trial, digestion, the story becomes more complicated. While the protein itself is very bioavailable, eggs can be a problematic food for many older adults. They are a common source of food intolerance, which can cause bloating, gas, and digestive discomfort. The high sulfur content in eggs can also be problematic for some individuals. For many, they pass the digestion trial, but for a significant minority, they fail. On the third trial, inflammation, the egg's record is mixed. The egg itself is not an inherently inflammatory food for most people. However, it is a neutral player at best. It does not contain the powerful, anti-inflammatory phytonutrients and fiber that are the hallmarks of plant foods. And, as we know, it is almost always paired with pro-inflammatory partners like bacon and sausage, and cooked in ways that can create inflammatory oxidized cholesterol. So, on inflammation, the egg gets, at best, a passing grade, but it is certainly not a high achiever. On the fourth trial, the tri-system support package, the egg does well, but not perfectly. The yolk, as we know, is a powerhouse of choline for the nervous system and contains some B vitamins and vitamin D. But it is largely devoid of the vast array of minerals like magnesium and the thousands of phytonutrients that are critical for circulatory health and nerve function. It is a good supporter, but not a comprehensive one. And on the fifth trial, sustainability and metabolic gentleness, the egg again has a mixed record. It is affordable and accessible, which is a major point in its favor. However, for those with pre-existing conditions like diabetes or for the hyperresponders to dietary cholesterol, there are still some lingering concerns in the medical community about a very high daily intake. So, the egg is a formidable contender. It is a protein superstar. But it is not a perfect food. It has vulnerabilities. It is not a powerful anti-inflammatory. It can be digestively challenging for some, and its micronutrient profile, while good, is not as comprehensively supportive as it could be. The door is open for a challenger. Now let us bring our hero food into the ring. A food that has been a cornerstone of human civilization for over 10,000 years. A food that has sustained empires and has been revered in cultures across the globe for its profound, life-giving properties. We are talking about the food that is the namesake of this very channel, the lentil. And I can already hear the objections. A lentil? A tiny bean? How can that possibly compete with the perfect protein of an egg? This is the moment where we must shed our old, simplistic dogmas and embrace a new, more holistic, and more scientifically nuanced understanding of human nutrition. Let us now put the humble lentil through the same 5 grueling trials and see how it fares. We begin with trial number 1, the protein story. This is where the lentil delivers its first shocking upset. A single cooked cup of lentils contains a massive 18 grams of protein. That is the protein equivalent of 3 large eggs. Now, we must address the issue of protein completeness. It is true that lentils are slightly lower in 2 of the essential amino acids, methionine and cysteine. This is the technicality upon which the entire animal protein is superior argument has been built. But this is a classic case of not seeing the forest for the trees. This slight deficiency is rendered completely and utterly irrelevant by a phenomenon known as protein complementation. When you consume lentils over the course of a day with virtually any whole grain, like a piece of whole wheat toast, a side of rice, or a bowl of oatmeal, or even with some nuts and seeds, the amino acid profiles of these foods complement each other perfectly, creating a complete protein profile that is, for all intents and purposes, identical in quality to that of meat or eggs. The idea that you must combine these foods in the same meal has also been largely debunked. As long as you are eating a varied diet, your body maintains a pool of amino acids and can pull what it needs. But what about our all-important anabolic trigger, leucine? Here is another surprise. That 1 cup serving of lentils contains approximately 1.3 grams of leucine. A breakfast of 1.5 cups of cooked lentils provides nearly 2 grams of leucine and a staggering 27 grams of total protein. This is a profoundly powerful, anabolic meal that easily meets the heightened protein needs of an older adult and provides a robust leucine signal to flip that mTOR switch. On the protein trial, the lentil is not just a worthy competitor. It is a true heavyweight champion. Now for trial number 2, digestion and bioavailability. This is where the lentil begins to pull away from the egg. Lentils, when cooked properly, are incredibly gentle on the digestive system. They are not a common allergen or source of intolerance. But their true genius lies in their food matrix, specifically in their incredible fiber content. That 1 cup of lentils that provides 18 grams of protein also provides a massive 16 grams of dietary fiber. This fiber, particularly the soluble fiber, forms a gel in the digestive tract. This gel has a profound and beautiful effect. It orchestrates a slow, steady, and sustained release of the amino acids into the bloodstream. This is a critical and game-changing advantage for a mature digestive system. Instead of the rapid, overwhelming spike of amino acids you might get from a fast-digesting food, the lentil provides a gentle 4 to 6 hour drip feed of nourishment. This prevents the system from being overwhelmed. It places a much gentler load on the kidneys. And from a muscle-building perspective, it is a superior strategy. It provides a sustained anabolic signal that keeps the muscle protein synthesis machinery gently humming for hours, not just for a few minutes. It is the perfect delivery system for combating the constant catabolic pressure of aging. On the trial of digestion, the lentil is not just a winner. It is in a class of its own. This leads us to trial number 3, the anti-inflammatory power. This is where the competition becomes a rout. The egg, as we said, is a neutral player. The lentil is an all-pro, Hall of Fame, anti-inflammatory superstar. Its power is twofold. First, lentils are packed with a vast array of antioxidant and anti-inflammatory polyphenol. These compounds directly patrol your bloodstream, neutralizing the free radicals that cause oxidative stress and calming the inflammatory fires that are so damaging to your muscles and your arteries. But the second, and even more profound, mechanism is through its fiber and the gut-muscle axis. As we've discussed, that incredible 16 grams of fiber is a prebiotic feast for the beneficial bacteria in your gut. A thriving gut microbiome is the command and control center of your immune system. These healthy bacteria ferment the lentil fiber and produce vast quantities of short-chain fatty acids, like butyrate. Butyrate is, without exaggeration, one of the most powerfully anti-inflammatory substances your body can create. It heals the gut lining, and it sends a powerful, systemic, all-is-calm signal throughout your entire body. By eating a daily bowl of lentils, you are not just consuming an anti-inflammatory food. You are actively cultivating an internal anti-inflammatory pharmacy in your own gut. You are striking at the very root cause of the chronic inflammation that is accelerating the sarcopenic process. On the trial of inflammation, the egg is not even in the same league as the lentil. Now for trial number 4, the Tri-System Support Package. This is where the lentil reveals itself to be not just a food, but a complete, holistic, therapeutic intervention. Let's compare its micronutrient profile to the egg in the context of our 3 critical systems. For the nervous system, the egg provides choline and B12. This is excellent. The lentil, however, provides a different but equally crucial set of tools. It is one of the richest food sources on the planet of folate, vitamin B9, which is absolutely essential for nerve health and for the methylation processes that repair your DNA. It is also a powerhouse of magnesium, the master mineral that calms the entire nervous system and is essential for preventing the hyperexcitability that can lead to muscle cramps and spasms. For the circulatory system, the egg is largely a neutral player. The lentil, however, is an absolute champion. Its high fiber content directly helps to lower LDL cholesterol. Its incredible potassium content, a single cup has more than a large banana, is the body's primary tool for lowering blood pressure and relaxing the blood vessels. And its rich supply of iron is essential for building the healthy red blood cells that carry oxygen to your starving muscle tissues. And for the muscular system itself, the egg provides a fantastic profile of amino acids. But the lentil provides the same high-quality protein, plus a treasure trove of the minerals that are essential for the actual mechanics of muscle function. It provides the iron for oxygenation, the magnesium for relaxation and energy production, the potassium for nerve transmission, and the folate for the actual synthesis of new protein. Do you see the profound difference? The egg is a fantastic protein supplement. The lentil is a complete, synergistic, multi-system nourishment package. It is not just feeding the muscle. It is feeding the entire intricate, interconnected web of biology that allows that muscle to exist and to function. On the trial of tri-system support, the lentil is the decisive and unequivocal victor. Finally, we arrive at trial number 5, sustainability and metabolic gentleness. The lentil is one of the most affordable and sustainable sources of protein on the planet. It is gentle on the kidneys due to its slow-release nature. It has a very low glycemic index, meaning it promotes stable blood sugar, which is a critical concern for older adults. And it has a universally positive and protective profile when it comes to cardiovascular health. It is a food that you can eat every single day, for the rest of your life, with absolutely no concerns and with a universe of benefits. On this final trial, the lentil once again proves its superiority. The verdict is in. While the egg is a good food, the humble lentil, when viewed through the specific and demanding lens of the nutritional needs of a person over 70, is a profoundly superior food. It is a more complete, more synergistic, more anti-inflammatory, and more holistically nourishing solution to the complex problem of sarcopenia. So, how do we translate this incredible knowledge into a daily, life-changing practice? The key, as with our other protocols, is to make it the cornerstone of your morning meal. The savory strength bowl we have discussed before is the perfect vehicle. A warm, comforting bowl of creamy, savory, spice-infused red lentils is the ultimate anabolic breakfast. It is gentle on the digestive system, it is packed with over 20 grams of slow-release protein, and it is a symphony of healing, anti-inflammatory compounds. But the beauty of the lentil is its versatility. You can make a large batch of a hearty, vegetable-packed lentil soup on the weekend, and you have a perfect, protein-rich, muscle-building lunch ready to go for several days. You can cook and cool green or brown lentils and use them as the base for a delicious and refreshing salad. You can even find pasta that is made from 100% lentil flour, which provides a massive dose of protein and fiber in a familiar and beloved form. The goal is to make the lentil a daily, non-negotiable staple in your diet. It is your primary nutritional medicine. This is a message that is both revolutionary and deeply ancient. It is the recognition that the answers to our most pressing modern health crises are often not found in a laboratory or a factory, but in the simple, time-tested wisdom of the earth. The lentil is not a new invention. It is a food that has been nurturing human strength and vitality for millennia. We have simply forgotten its power. Today we remember. Today we reclaim this ancient wisdom and we arm it with the full power of modern, scientific understanding. You are now in possession of a profound and empowering truth. You now know that the path to stronger legs, to a more stable body, and to a future of unwavering independence is not paved with expensive processed products, but with the simple, profound, and perfect nourishment of this one, incredible and life-giving vegetable. Your journey back to strength is not a complicated one. It begins tomorrow morning with a single, humble, and magnificent bowl of lentils.